Hello YouTube, it's Bladezilla here. I'm now going to do one of my movie reviews. This time, because it's a movie review, it's gonna be the same thing like the game reviews. It's gonna be one of 6 of these each day, and then plus the Resident Evil ones. So that makes 8. And then, yeah, so I'm going to start with the first Fast Furious, which is, right now, basically my favorite one. So, Fast and Furious, well, in this series, the word "the" and the word "and" does matter. Because you have, like, the Fast and Furious, and then there's Fast and Furious, that's Fast 4, and then there's Fast and Furious 6, and then there's Fast 5, and then there's the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, and then there's 2 Fast and Furious. The "the" and the "and" makes a huge difference to what movie you're exactly talking about. But, so, the first one, by far the best out of all of them. If you ask me, they should go back to this. I never really I'm not going to talk about those. I was just about to say something, but then I was going to say something about the next one, but that can wait till tomorrow. My favorite part about this is just the action-packed, like the action there, isn't it? How Brian goes undercover to, like, just take Toretto down, and in the end, he basically gives up his job. He basically it'd be simpler to just walk into the police department office and say, "Here, I'm resigning." It would have been simpler, because when he let Toretto walk at the end of the movie, that was a big decision, but he was loyal to his word. So that's one thing I like about Paul Walker and all these movies. Whether it's gonna ruin his life or not, he does what he says. So I just like I also like the quality of it. How at the beginning, when he's or like towards the beginning when he's testing out his I think it's Mitsubishi Eclipse. I don't know. I never really paid attention to that car because I never really liked it. It was only featured once anyway, so it wasn't really that big of a deal. So, but when he was testing it, it really showed how much of it showed him that he knew how to drive, but he didn't know how to drive. If you get what I'm putting out there, He could drive, but he didn't know how to drive like Toretto. He got that car. He jumped out there with some NOS in it, and he jumped out there in that race, and he basically just destroyed the car. It was pretty much pointless. And my mistake. I didn't mean like it was featured once. I meant like it was featured like very rarely. It was a few scenes, and then it blew up. But, yeah, so it really showed that Brian really had a lot to learn. But then when him and Brian kind of became friends, when they started working on that Supra, that Supra, I love that Supra. That Supra was an awesome car. And at the end, or when he got to Race Wars, when he was able to, like, track down Toretto and get Mia to take him to Toretto, and the sheer ability that he was able to get there that fast without blowing, like, doing something wrong with the car, like blowing the transmission, like breaking the clutch or something, it really showed that he had learned something from Toretto. But yeah, and then when he saved Vince, I I never really understood that. After he saved Vince, he just constantly, Vince always hated on him. Once he found out he was a cop, he was just, even though Brian saved his life, he's still being a butthole to him. So it's just, I don't know, it's something. But Brian and Toretto, they're my favorite characters throughout the whole series. I mean, they are the main characters, but if I had to pick one of them, I'd pick Toretto. He's badass, and I love his taste in cars. I love the Charger. I love American Muscle. I'm putting that out there. I love American Muscle. If I could have a choice between either a Dodge Charger or a Challenger, whichever one you like, or a Bugatti Veyron, Charger, by far. Charger or Challenger, by far. Any day, I'd pick that. Just, I love the way they sound. I love the way they look. I love the way they run. I love the I love everything about them. They're badass, and there's something about them that I just love, that I just don't know how to explain. And they're just awesome in so many different ways. But yeah, so but then when I can't remember what his name was, but when the one guy who is like so good at cars, when he died, and then Toretto jumped in the Charger and flew out of there and went after the two guys on the motorcycles that had killed him, and then Brian chased after him, and then when they did and then how they kind of helped each other, and then like they weren't like fighting, but so then at the end when they did the drag, that was I kind of liked that part. It was intense, because the first part with the train, when I first saw that movie, I thought the train was gonna smack them both. I thought it was just gonna demolish both of the cars. They were both gonna die, and that was the end of the series. But because this movie had come out right as I was born, so by the time I was old enough to remember these, I think Tokyo Drift was just coming out, so yeah, but because I hadn't seen the second one yet, I thought that was the end, and I didn't know that there was a second one. I didn't know that my mom had the second one, or had a second one. So yeah, I thought that was the end, and but then no, they didn't get hit. But then I saw that truck Toretto just hit that truck and did the spiral, and it's different, but it just kind of made it interesting to like at the end, he just Brian gave up his career, his life, his car, everything he had at that moment. He gave it up just to let Toretto walk. But and it was all because he said that Toretto told him that Brian owes him a 10-second car, and that was a 10-second car. So yeah, so if you haven't seen this movie, go watch it. I know one of my friends hasn't seen it, but he can't really do anything about that. But yeah, I haven't seen it, go watch it. It's badass, awesome, action packed. If you like any action movies, any movies with cars and speed and all that stuff, it's a movie you'd love. So just give it a shot. It's an awesome movie. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe wherever it is. I don't know. Still haven't figured that out. Haven't really looked for that yet, but and then leave a like and a comment down in the comment in the comment box, and then a like on the like button. So see you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.